Hi everybody, and it is Tuesday night, and it's pretty late, and I just absolutely cannot sleep. As you can maybe see, my face is a little bit puffy because I am actually just stuffed with mucus. I feel like my head is going to implode or explode. I can barely breathe. I mean, I can breathe through my mouth, but I am having a difficult time talking, which I've been kind of going through this for the last 2 weeks. And I actually think, even though I'm celebrating 60 days clean from drugs, I am experiencing symptoms of pause, post-acute withdrawal symptom, or syndrome, excuse me. So this sinus congestion, I think, has something to do with it. Whenever I leave and go outside, generally in central Pennsylvania, this time of year, it's been between 30 and 40 degrees in the morning and in afternoon hours. And I have literally been tearing up almost as soon as I step outside. Sometimes it just really looks like I'm crying. I'll have like 4 or 5 teardrops on my face at any given point, and it's to the point where people think that I'm actually crying. And I have to tell them, no, I'm fine. I just, my eyes water as soon as I go outside. And, I was in treatment in December when this tearing up started. And I thought it was because the rehab I attended was located in the mountains. And so it was a little colder up there. And I figured there must have been some sort of tree or evergreen that I was allergic to, and I absolutely I'm sorry, I'm actually shooting a video right now, but have a good night. So again, when I am out in my neighborhood, I am stopped all the time by people I don't know, people I used with, people I bought from. And being a female in this neighborhood, and it doesn't matter whether it's daytime or nighttime, but especially being a white female, I am often targeted for prostitution and someone that is here to buy drugs. That is not what I'm doing. I'm actually restoring my life from drugs and alcohol. And so I deal with this every day. And, when I got into recovery the first time around, I went to treatment for 4 months. And when I left that treatment phase, I went into a recovery house. And the owner of the recovery house was someone I had met while I was in treatment. And this gentleman has since sold his recovery houses. Otherwise, I would have thought of it as a possibility when I left treatment this time. Recovery houses are amazing places to restart a life that has been destroyed by drugs and alcohol. If you've never been in a recovery house and are trying to restart your life, I really, really recommend a recovery house. There are not so many recovery houses around our area now. Pennsylvania has this year, or over the past few years, reestablished its laws, and there was another car trying to stop me. I'm trying to see if I can find a spot a little less, go closer to my house over here. And I decided to come and shoot outside because of my breathing. I actually was getting so stuffed up that I was trying to settle in my bedroom and could not stop wanting to blow my nose. So, and I really wanted to come and vlog with you guys. So anyway, Pennsylvania has restructured its treatment system and in major ways, and because of this, well, the road to recovery is really different from what it was 5 years ago and even 4 years ago. And this, little does Pennsylvania know or probably care, the changes they have made have really made my early years in recovery much more difficult and confusing, and in more ways than one. If you're new to my videos, I come from a background where I was working in a drug treatment facility up until last April, and I was basically run over by my own addiction. And a lot of things happened over the course of last year that took me to this relapse, and I made the choice simply to pick up. And in early December of 2021, I was able to make the decision to put it down. However, restoration is an amazing process, but patience is required. So I was looking in the literature because I had a conversation with my sponsor today, and I wanted to know when we would start doing step work again. And because working the steps is an important part of the process. I'm actually shooting a video right now, and so I have to remember that, oh, it's hard when people keep trying to stop me on the street. I'm a popular girl. Hopefully I can use that for my advantage in my clean life. So, go the other way. See if I can, I'm gonna have to go inside, I think, if one more person tries to stop me. So, anyway, it's a little embarrassing, but, you know, when I go hard. And for a lot of you addicts, you could probably relate. But I chase recovery harder, and that's what we have to do. We have to chase recovery and saving our life harder than we chased our drugs. So I'm all in, and I can't let go this time no matter what. So where was I? I was still working in treatment, and so the changes Pennsylvania has made really disturbed my belief in the way treatment should be administered. And this is in terms of the incorporation of maintenance and the incorporation of new methods of therapy. And I got clean in a therapeutic community, which a lot of people have problems with. For me, it did amazing things. I needed a hard hand to get my butt clean. I did not need a gentle one. I did not. I have been a victim of trauma, and I have experienced a lot of trauma. I have PTSD, and I am, let's say, vulnerable to aggressive methods. However, when it came to saving my life, I needed someone to be aggressive really just as aggressive as my abusers out on the street. I needed to be shook out of the denial that I had dug for myself. And I'll say it a million times, denial is don't even notice I am lying. And I'm telling you, we are so good at lying to ourselves. We're so good at it. And that is why, it's part of why our disease is so cunning and baffling, and why we have to be so vigilant, everybody. We have to be on top of this. And that's why I was going to my sponsor today to ask about step work. And she said, Katie, we're going to continue our relationship. We're going to start from square one. She said, I know we can't really do that because we have been together for years, but we are going to go back to the basics, which I absolutely love, and agreed with her. And excuse me, my nose. I can't even inhale through my nostrils right now. So anyway, we talked about the fact that hi kitty, we are going to be working on step 1, 2, and 3 as human beings anyway, every day. We live in recovery. I mean, once you become a part of this step process, it's, incorporated into all of your daily decisions, and, so I told her it's like impossible not to work the steps. So, but what we're going to do together is I'm going to call her every single day, even if it's just for a minute, or to leave a message, or to, text. And I remember 4 years ago, close to 4 years ago, I failed miserably with this and her, but she kept me as a sponsor anyway. So I was really lucky that she did. The thing was, she stayed with me because even though I did call her every day, I didn't give up either. So we ended up eventually doing step work together. This time, I am going to be calling her every single day. And the reason is because I want to correct all of my errors that I may have done the first time, and then B, to read the literature. And so I've said in other videos that It Works How and Why is my favorite piece of literature, but I have with me the basic text, and in this section, Introduction to Our Members Share, and in my copy, it's page 113, it says, you may not relate to everything you read here, just as you may not identify with everyone who shares in an NA meeting. But we hope that at least some of these voices will touch and inspire you. In NA, we learn that as addicts, we are not unique, but as people, we are individuals, and our experience matters. Collectively, we are so much more than the sum of our parts. Each of us, regardless of our clean time or where we come from, has something to contribute by sharing openly and honestly, and something to gain when we listen with an open heart. I absolutely love so much of our literature, but this little piece here, I really believe that God speaks to us through people and through the things that we, read in our daily lives or through nature around us. And, I was really trying to gain some insight today on myself, because I'm kind of finding myself overwhelmed with the daily necessary things that I am piled up with right now because of the mess I made. And, it brings up a lot of emotions for me because if I had a relapse, I'd be in a much different place. And I have to stay grateful for the fact that I made it through my relapse alive because so many people don't. And please, if you're using, please remember that and put it down. Reach out for help. At least go talk to someone about it. So, and here's the thing, we aren't special. Like, your problems aren't bigger than my problems, and my problems aren't bigger than yours. And, none of us is got a disease that is worse or better or, too far gone or, something that someone doesn't understand. So many of us get into places where we feel alone and feel like no one else could possibly understand, but that's absolutely a lie. It's part of denial. Your disease is very common, and we have predecessors and people that have come before us that have, number one, created this program, and number two, are there and willing to help. So it brings me to the three key components of working this program. How? How are you going to get clean? By how? Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. And we say with these, we are well on our way. And here's the thing. Well on our way is for sure true because these three principles, these pieces, are so deep in their ability to transform our lives. My honesty needs to be checked all the time, and what I mean by that is, what is my motivation? Am I being honest about why I'm doing things? And that is something I need to check because I really, really, really want certain things in my life, and I have to get honest. Am I doing this because I want what I want when I want it now? Or am I doing this because I've prayed, gotten support, and think that it is definitely a good decision and a healthy one? And am I being open-minded to the possibilities that there may be something even better out there for me or something that I'm not seeing? Am I open-minded to try new things? Am I open-minded to listen to somebody else? So I have a extremely, I don't even know what words to use at this moment to describe him, but he is a master of yoga, and I am wanting to be a student of yoga. I have studied and practiced yoga here and there throughout my life. I've taken a few college courses. I've even taught some real basic yoga. I've dabbled here and there with what yoga is, and I know that in my recovery now that because it's a spiritual program that I want to follow, I have to do everything to expand my spiritual horizon. And therefore, that's why I'm reading the Bible cover to cover with the help of it being the recovery version that I'm reading, which makes it reading the Bible so much more accessible to me. I can understand it and relate to it a lot more. And I'm attending Bible studies because, I had chosen Christianity as my sense of higher power. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Savior, and I believe in God. That is not at all what you need to do, although I highly recommend checking out the Christian faith if you haven't and are looking for something to believe in. Jesus Christ is an amazing, passionate, loving, uh, eternal, hopeful, higher power, and I am fully in support of anyone who wants to know more about Jesus Christ and Him being the Son of God. However, I remain open-minded to everybody's faith, and I think there are beautiful different traditions and religions, or lack of religion. Prayer is not a religion. Prayer is a practice to get closer to spirituality. And I'm excited that in about 2 weeks, I will be airing an interview with a woman in my community who is currently working the 11th step. And I'm very excited to do that interview with her, as the 11th step has to do with gaining a stronger conscious, connection with a higher power. And prayer is a great method. And what I'm doing more so than I've ever done before in my life is praying with other people. And I'm finding it to be very powerful for my self-worth, my self-esteem, my motivation. It's just bringing a lot to my life, and I believe it has actually saved my life. Praying with other people is what got me out of my active addiction. And then willingness. Am I willing to get up every morning? Am I willing to get up and pray every morning? Am I willing to get up and surrender my will? And am I willing to call my sponsor every day? Am I willing to do the hard work it's going to take me to get financial restoration, get my credit back? Am I willing to live without a partner right now? The partner that I lost, am I willing to be alone? Am I willing to face every day with all the negative emotions that I can have, the shame I carry for my lack of mothering, and, being there for my children. It's a burden I carry every single day. And am I willing to restore that? Despite what happens or how I'm rejected, am I willing to work with my friends and my support and the people that I love to restore what we had or what I could have with people? Am I willing to let others be themselves? Am I willing to let others go on their own path and let my mind be peaceful and not try to meddle or control to get what I want? Am I willing to work this program? Am I willing to love myself? Are you willing to love yourself? I really believed that I loved myself, but I came to realize 4 years ago that how could someone do what I was doing and love themselves? My layers of denial were huge, and unfortunately, in my first attempt at living clean, I kept a lot of those layers as a form of protection, because I want so badly to have a family and feel like I can never be abandoned and feel loved. And I don't like being alone, I guess. But that's funny because, oh, I'm sorry, I have snot. Sorry. I told you it was bad. I'm pretty proud of myself so far. I have, stayed alone, and I haven't, it's not like I don't think about it all the time. Well, not all the time, but I think about it a lot. The fact that, I'm 40 years old and I've never been married. And, I want to find, romance, and I miss my family very, very much. But I am willing to do the work it takes to make myself a better woman. And I actually have been learning to love myself in a way that I never have before. And maybe it's out of the sure necessity of survival that I've had to do this. But I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like my motivations are more in tune with doing what I want to be, a woman that is happy with or without a partner, with or without my children. And I want to be that woman so that I can attract the right man and attract my children back to me. I want to be a really good woman and a strong woman in this community, in my family, and I want to help others achieve that goal as well, because we can't do it alone. So remember, 11th step warrior. If you need to get something off your mind, all of your emails are confidential and will not be shared with anybody. They're just for my eyes only, and you can bring anything to the table. I will be doing some street interviewing this month for the first time, and got some fun things planned for February, so stay tuned. And I send all my love. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.